Good morning. So this morning I'm matching up two pretty much universally beloved shoes, and those are the ASICS Superblast 2 and the Adidas Evo SL. So these are two kind of shoes that really have a lot of versatility. The ASICS shoe is a max stack shoe, but manages to be very light for that category of shoe, which makes it great for long runs, great for putting some tempo into long runs. So if you're doing marathon pace long runs or a lot of mileage, this shoe really helps with absorbing that impact, giving you that protection, but still being able to pick up the pace. A lot of shoes of this size get too soft, too squishy, too heavy, and they're comfortable and good for long runs and easy runs, but you really can't turn up the pace with them. So the Superblast 2 is kind of a unicorn in that respect, that it's able to run fast in spite of its size. It doesn't feel as big or as heavy as you might assume it would be by looking at it. So I think this shoe, I have around like 150 miles in. I'll double check when I get back home. I think I had 160 something in the Superblast 1. So I'm still actually actively using both of these shoes, the 1 and the 2. And this is another model that just is incredibly durable, goes on forever. So it's a expensive shoe, but it's worth the money because you really can do every type of run in it. And it's so durable, you're really getting your money's worth. Then the Evo SL kind of came out of nowhere, and Adidas is like, you know what, why don't we just give you our race foam continental rubber lightweight shoe for $150. So they're giving us a daily trainer that really skews faster, more towards a tempo shoe, with all that top technology at a really reasonable price. So I actually bought 2 pairs of those, which is probably around close to the price of 1 pair of these. I'll double check the exact on that, but I generally do get deals on shoes as well. I always look for ways to save some money because I buy all my own shoes on this channel. To this day, my favorite marathon shoe is still the Adidas Adios Pro 3, and the Evo SL has that same foam, just without the carbon rods in there. So you really get a nice bouncy energy response kind of feeling from that shoe at a really reasonable price. It's great for tempo runs. You can use it daily, although it kind of makes my daily runs go a little bit quicker with the bounce that I'm getting from that shoe. So the amount of versatility that that shoe has at that very low price makes that one of the best shoes I've ever run in. So I think my plan for today is I'm gonna do 3 miles in each shoe. I'm gonna do the first 2 miles just kind of chilling at whatever pace feels like natural for the shoe without me pushing too hard. And then the last mile, I'm gonna try and turn it up a bit. So I'm gonna see how the feel, the energy return, how it shakes out doing 3 miles in each shoe. So what is certain in life? Death, taxes, and that the Superblast is going to give you a consistent, reliable performance no matter what day you take it out. So that was really, those 3 miles perfectly encapsulates what it's like to run in the Superblast. So first 2 miles, I was taking a little bit easier. The shoe is incredibly stable, so you have no doubt with your foot strike, no matter where you land, the shoe's going to absorb the impact. It's going to be stable, it's going to be comfortable, and it has that nice little energy return. It's not incredibly bouncy, but the faster you go in it, the more bounce you get from the shoe. So I could really feel that in the 3rd mile when I started to pick it up a little bit. It's like the shoe's like, okay, I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you to get to this point. So if you just want to run easy in it, you can do it. It's a stable shoe. It gives you a little bit of bounce. It's comfortable. The upper is roomy. It gives you a pleasant experience on a long run or a slower effort, but you feel bubbling under the surface, that energy that's in the shoe that you're not utilizing. And once you start putting some effort into it, turn up your cadence a bit, the shoe just comes alive and it's there for you to go that extra speed. So great versatility in this shoe. There's a lot of shoes that are light and fast but can't run slow and easy. And then there's shoes that are slow and easy but can't run fast, and this one kind of slots right in the middle where it's good at both, which is very hard to do for a shoe. It's almost boring how consistent this shoe is. It's like, okay, yeah, it's good again, it's good again. I don't think I've ever had a bad run in this shoe. Meaning, like, sometimes I'll take a shoe out, I might get some rubbing or some pain in my heel, or something just doesn't feel right. These just feel great every time I lace them up. So I'm in the Evo SL right now, and I immediately feel the softness of the foam and how it's less stable than the Superblast. That's something that is actually kind of impressive with the Superblast as well. With all that stack that it has and the fact that it doesn't have a plate, it still is has a lot of torsional rigidity. It doesn't twist very much, and the foam has a firmness in it that normally you would feel from a plated shoe. So it has that stability and propulsion in such a large shoe. It's definitely the most stable shoe that I have of that size. There's other tall shoes that always get a little bit squirrely. That one is just planted. But I can feel the bounce under my feet right here, ready to be unleashed with these ones as well. So I think I'm gonna have a similar experience where those first couple miles are gonna be like the shoe telling me you can go faster. So we'll see how this goes. So what is certain in life? Take two. That the Superblast will have a reliable, consistent performance. That Han Solo definitely shot first. And that the Evo SL is just gonna consistently outperform the price that it is. And you're not gonna think that you paid $150 for this shoe. Now, Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of the women. It's giving me Super Shoe vibes again. I just came alive in the second half there. Just unbridled bounce, feels significantly lighter. I was just kind of running by feel, so I don't even know my times. I'm gonna look that up when I get back, but at the end I was absolutely crushing it. I had like endorphins flowing. I felt fantastic, and I'm like, I really love this shoe. So as I said, this shoe is basically Old Faithful. I know what I'm gonna get from this every time. As I mentioned before, you can see that torsional rigidity. It's like nearly impossible to actually twist this shoe. So there's a lot of stability in the shoe, but you do get a lot of snap as well. It has a very wide platform, a very high stack height. It's a very comfortable upper. So this just works. It's just a great shoe overall. Great for long runs, great for absorbing those daily miles, protecting your joints. And it did a good job for me on that run today. I ran a 736, a 736, and a 708, where I kind of picked it up a little bit in that last mile. My heart rate was in the 140s and 150s that whole time, so I was staying in zone 2, running faster than my easy pace. Very serviceable effort, from the Superblast 2. But then what really shocked me was I put this shoe on. I was not expecting it to feel that much more bouncy, that much more explosive than the Superblast. I've worn both these shoes a decent amount, but I haven't run in this one right after that one. So that was a pretty interesting experience going from the Superblast to this. I ran a 723 the first mile, and then I went to a 655. So under 7-minute mile pace. And then I got up to a 613 on the last mile. I just did a video last week where I was running 1 mile repeats in super shoes, and I was averaging around that pace. I was running like a 602, a 611 in the Metaspeed Edge, the Fast R3, and the Adios Pro 4. I basically ran that mile the same speed as I ran in the Adios Pro 4 in mile 6. When that one I'd only run 4 miles, and I was doing 1 mile at a time, taking a break, changing shoes. So at the end of a 6-mile run, to be able to run a 613 in this shoe with no plate for $150, that's pretty impressive performance by this shoe. You can see this one, you can bend torsionally. It's a lot more flexible overall than the Superblast. I have 43 miles in this shoe, so I'll be getting it up to 50 miles soon. We are starting to see some wear on the exposed foam here in those two places, but it's really just cosmetic. That's not affecting the performance of the shoe at all. And I find this original formula of Light Strike Pro to be the most durable midsole compound I've ever tried in any shoe. I have my old Adios Pro 3 up there that's got like almost 200 miles on it that still feels great, which I have no other like top tier performance shoe that feels as good 2 years later as that one does. So this is magic, this foam. So I'm annoyed that they changed it in the Adios Pro 4. I know some people do like that softer, bouncier foam. It doesn't work for me as well. At the end of that run today, I just had the endorphins flowing. I felt fantastic. Like, I really enjoyed that run. And it was humid, it was hot, and I didn't care. I was just bouncing along, feeling fantastic in the Evo SL. I was just looking at some more stats from that run in the Super Shoes versus this one. So here's the run in the Super Shoes. I averaged 633 pace. I got up to 525 mile pace at my fastest, 11.1 miles an hour. So I ran faster overall because I was doing 1 mile repeats, but the top speed I got up to was 525. Take a look at the Evo SL. My average speed was slower. I averaged 709 because I wasn't trying full out the whole time. But look at the end there. I got up to 433 mile pace, 13.2 miles an hour. in the last mile running in the Evo SL. So I was actually running faster in the Evo SL than I did at any point in those other three. Now, granted, if I just put all those shoes on and just ran as fast as I could, I would go faster in some of those other shoes than I would in the Evo SL. But I'm just really more impressed that at the end of a 6-mile run, I was able to run that fast in that shoe. I mean, those are $300 shoes, $250 shoes. For $150, what that shoe can do is really impressive. So when I started this comparison, I thought it was going to be kind of close. I did not expect the Evo SL to just steal the Superblast lunch money at the end there. I'm so impressed with this shoe. Having running it just after running in this one, which is such a quality shoe. This is at a lot of people's top list of a running shoe. And this one just crushed it to me today. So overall, this is still a really good shoe. And again, it's going to come down to personal preference and what you're using the shoe for. If you're going to run a lot of long runs in marathon training, some long runs with marathon goal pace in there, I still think this is going to be a better shoe for that than the Evo SL. It's more stable. The firmer foam in there, to me, I think would be more comfortable in a longer run. I haven't taken this shoe for more than like a 10-mile run yet. That's where having more softness in the foam feels really good at helping to bounce you along, but that might also not feel as good to me over a longer race. So I think for a long run, this is still a really great shoe, but pretty much everything else, this one beats it. So I would say this one kind of skews faster than easy, up to tempo, and kind of sweet spot is right in between the two. So if you're doing like a marathon paced long run, I think this is what this shoe is perfect for. You can do easy miles in this shoe. It goes further down the easy side than this one does. This one to me is so bouncy and responsive that it skews more to the faster side of things. So this one can run easy, but I find it hard to run those easier paces in this shoe. It really wants to be more in that, 10K pace and faster is where this one really shines. So I think if you're looking for a daily trainer to run a lot of faster miles in, a budget shoe that can also double as a race shoe, I think this is a great option. If you're doing a lot of marathon training, it might still be Advantage Superblast. But to me, just based on feel, running in these two shoes today, I was shocked by how much more I liked the Evo SL compared to the Superblast 2. So let me know in the comments what your experience is running in both of these shoes. I know there's huge fans of both of these shoes out there, but to me, I was just really blown away by the performance of this one. So please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.